It is finally Michael Penix season. Kirk Cousins is now been benched as the quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons. What do we think on this? Because I don't think I'm surprised. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not surprised that they've made this decision. They're fighting for the playoffs. They have a team that's capable of getting to the playoffs, and Kirk Cousins' performance to date has not been good enough. Well, first of all, I'm going to ask you first what your think. Do you think it's the right decision to move on to him now with 3 games to go in the season?
Yeah. I think Kirk Cousins was kind of holding the throne. He was keeping the seat warm. You want to see what your highly drafted QB can do. Might as well get him some live games. This is essentially his rookie season. And you want him to sort of walk away, even if it's 1 game, to sort of see what he's capable of. And who knows, he's had all this time to prepare. I do understand what a lot of people are saying. You might as well just give him the whole year where he's able to sit and learn. But like I said, not a lot's really going to happen for the team this year.
Well, no, they're only 1 game out of the divisional lead.
Of the lead. Oh, okay. So, Reese, what's their record? What's the record right now?
They are currently 7-7.
7-7. So, I think they just want to see what Penix can do. Kirk, we all knew this happens every year. Like, he's hot for a period of time, and then he will literally collapse. The wheels will fall off. And this is the situation you're in.
Yeah,
so it's Penix's time to sort of see. We want to really see what he can do, and don't be surprised
if cooking him right now.
If Penix plays well, let's say I'm not saying he's going to light it up, but they play a game, he wins, he throws for 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, maybe 1 interception, 2 touchdowns. That's really good.
The funny thing is, I don't know if this offense, whether it's the offense or what, but in all his career, he's never had this high of an interceptions.
This is the highest. Not only is it a career high, he is leading the league in interceptions.
Yeah, which is kind of like because with the Vikings, he had very good seasons. He had a season where he threw 35 touchdowns, 13,
and
2021 he was 33-7.
It is his worst rating as a quarterback since year 3.
That's the Washington days.
Yeah,
we all know what happened to that. How that team went.
And that was him playing only playing 5 games and going 1-4 in that year.
Yeah. So this is actually kind of damning for Atlanta, because for him to be playing like this and them still having that record and staying in there just lets you know that they could be a lot better. And they are effectively a QB away, which they thought they kind of had that solved, right?
You look at in this, he's been sacked 28 times in these 14 games, so you're averaging 2 sacks a game. He's fumbled the ball how many times? He's fumbled the ball a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We saw this stat when we were looking at the stats earlier. 13 times, only lost 2. But when you fumble the ball 13 times, normally the ball's going backwards, which means you're also it's killing drives as well. He's had, if you look at it, of the 4 games that he's played well, 2 have been against Tampa. And then 1 was against Dallas, and Dallas saw a car crash. And the other game, the only team and then that 1 good game against Philly early on in the season. Aside from that, it's been painful viewing. There have been some bad offensive performances. Particularly highlighted by the game against the Chargers, having 0 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. I think that might have been the point that the team decides, actually, no, we need to potentially put Michael Penix in sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
If you look at the contract situation, because obviously he is highly paid, and so as it current, so the compensation through the 2027 season is next year 27.5 fully guaranteed, then 45, and then 45. So thanks to a $50 million signing bonus post this past March, the Falcons carry 37.5 of bonus dead cap in 2025. So even if they trade him away, they will still have to eat a fair amount of dead cap.
The future's looking bleak.
So they will have to eat something. It's just what year it will come up against, right? So
yeah,
if they decide to eat the dead cap, the situation. This team is kind of close to win now. Not quite win now, but kind of. It's more close to win now than not.
Any time you sort of take a QB that high, you're kind of like in a situation where there's a running clock. You've got a good 4 years to sort of work out what the team is, if you can win. The good thing about having Kirk Cousins as a QB is you can evaluate the rest of your team. So they know that as an offense, they can play. Defensively, they can be solid when they need to. Like I said, if Kirko's not playing this bad and they're still able to hold this record, that lets you know that a lot of those games with better QB play, they could have won,
the
right?
Potential of winning it, right? Yeah.
Exactly. So that bodes really well. So they need to sort of see. And remember, if Penix doesn't play this season, they can't really evaluate him. You know, so they're just trying to see if they can get like a look in a live game, see how he performs. I'm wishing him the best. You know, I really want to see what he can do, because this could be the start of the era. Because if he has a really good first game, I'm not saying necessarily has to win it, but if he shows what he can do, then it's gonna make people excited.
And you look at and you look at the last 3 games he's got. He's got the Giants, the Commanders, and the Panthers.
Yeah. So easily, I think there's 2 winnable games there. Commanders, they're always dangerous. It's a tricky one, but there's 2 winnable games there where he can get some really good reps against teams, and continue to grow. And like I said, if they win 2 out of the 3 games, then you're going to sort of go into next year, regardless of what happens, thinking, okay, cool, I think he's the definitive starter. You kind of have to, because you did draft him to do this. This is the inevitability. You have Coco Chains there, but like I said, it's a good situation to have. You've got someone that you know can come in as a backup. You do have to pay him, but that doesn't matter because Penix.
Ultimately, the most important thing is getting the wins on the board, right? That is the most. That's what effectively you're trying to do in the end. Hey, Falcons fans, let us know what you think about the decision. I know of a certain Falcons fan who is very happy that this decision has been made.